Get ready, guys, because this vlog is packed. We are taking you with us to Rome, the heart of Italy. From wandering through ancient ruins to eating way too much and reconnecting with old and new friends. This trip gives us moments we will never forget. And for Eddie, let's just say that he got a real taste of the Roman life. So grab your coffee, settle in, and come with us as we explore one of the most iconic cities in the world. The first stop is, of course, coffee. From Termini, it was just a short train ride and a walk through the Roman streets. We were already so happy to just be there together before even getting to Carolina's. Benvenuto a Roma! On the way there, we stopped for a little walk and, of course, a gelato break. If you know Eddie, you know he lives for gelato. And the moment he discovered the melon flavor, it was game over. Haven't taken any videos yet, but we arrived in our home for the next 3 days. Carolina, I used to live with her back in London and work with her. She's been super kind and just let us stay here for a couple of days. So now we're gonna meet her and a friend of hers for an aperitivo, Italian style. And then let's see where the night is gonna bring us. But we are in Rome, baby. Let's do it. Carolina and her friend took us out for an aperitivo, and just as the drinks arrived, so did the beers. It was hilarious watching Carolina try to act cool whilst secretly freaking out every time one flew by. Aperitivo con le api.
Ape con ape.
Ottimo.
Mozzarella, poi ci sono i fazzoletti perché se
Ci
ci stanno le
sporchiamo.
api.
Okay. We wrapped up our aperitivo and it was time to see Rome by night, the way only locals know how. This is the Roman Forum at night, one of the most iconic spots in Rome. That's what's left of the Temple of Saturn. They've been standing for over 2,000 years. Absolutely insane. And this whole square, this is designed by Michelangelo. Yeah, that Michelangelo. Not just a painter, the man redesigned an entire piazza on top of ancient Roman ruins. You walk up his staircase, the Cordonata, and boom, you're face to face with his statue. You thought it was Caesar? Well, same, but it's actually Marcus Aurelius, emperor and philosopher. And it's a replica. The real one, it's inside a museum. It actually only survived because people thought it was Constantine. Wrong guy, but it saved the statue. Long story short, Rome started with a she-wolf and 2 babies, Romulus and Remus. Romulus founded the city after killing his own brother. This little fountain may not look like much, but the water, it's flowing from a Roman aqueduct that's over 2,000 years old. It was built in 19 before Christ and is still running, cold, fresh, and totally free. Rome just flexes like that.
Top.
Dove la trovi? Quella statua è famosa, tutti l'avete vista, dai, su.
Ma la mia
Fai l'università?
no, magari. Ci siamo già dimenticati di tutto.
Niente, allora non l'avete vista.
Dai, la Minerva.
Somehow we ended up getting a little history lesson from a couple of police officers. Very Roman of them. And then there it was, the Altare della Patria, standing tall like it owned the city. And it kind of does. After that, we kept walking through the ruins, what used to be ancient markets and political hubs. It's just wild to think these used to be a busy marketplace. And you can still see bits of the original mosaic floors, like 2,000 years later, and they're still here. Just mind-blowing.
Tak pernah kubayangkan bisa berada di sini.
We stopped by the Colosseum at night, and no matter how many times you see it, it still hits. It's actually one of the new 7 wonders of the world. I mean, look at it. Just standing in front of it feels unreal. And look, there were even love locks nearby. Super cute. One of my
Apa ini?
favorite memories about Rome. I don't want to tell you more because you have to experience.
Nggak bisa kita masuk dalam?
Just look inside that hole.
Okay. What's going on? I'm curious now. Saya penasaran sekali. Nggak tahu mereka lihat apa.
To end the night, we visited one of my favorite spots, the Aventine keyhole. Through this tiny door, you get a perfect view of San Pietro. Do you see it? How beautiful it is from that hole?
Yeah.
Favorite.
We then somehow ended up dancing in this random party. The history moves on to the movida. Let's go. Next morning we headed to the market, and honestly every market in Italy is amazing. They have everything you can think of, and the beauty of it is that it's all fresh, real quality ingredients. Eddie was a little bit impressed by the watermelons. They were massive, but honestly that's just normal here, I guess. We grabbed our usual breakfast, a cornetto of course, and then we went to enjoy a slow morning at home and we eat what we bought. Some pasta fredda, cold pasta with cherry tomatoes, olives, corn and mozzarella, portion of lasagna, and a pomodoro ripieno with rice and potatoes from the gastronomia. Simple, classic Italian food, and we loved it.
33 trentini entrarono a Trento.
33 entrarono
33 trentini
33 tarantini
entrarono
a
Trento.
entrarono a Trento.
Tutti e 33.
Tutti 33.
Tutti e 33.
Man, what are you trying to tell me?
Wait.
No.
Tutti e 33.
Why so long anyway? Are you alright?
It's a scioglilingua, amore. Try again. Tutti e 33.
Tutti 33.
Trotterellando. Trotterellando. Okay, now from beginning.
Okay.
I hope you guys are enjoying this funny little moment. I tried to teach Eddie an Italian tongue twister. It doesn't really mean much, it's just a fun way to mess with your mouth.
Entrarono a Trento. Tutti e 33.
33 trentini entrarono tutti tre tantrolando.
You're late. Late and we. I wish we could have recorded more of this journey. It was a good laugh and a good sweat already. We arrived at the Colosseum.
Allora, we late and then now back to my real guide. She is the one.
The worst guide. So the bus to the Colosseum just never showed up. Classic Italy, that is. And by the time we got there with the electric scooters, the tour had already started without us. We didn't want to waste the tickets though, so we asked to reschedule. And luckily they said yes. I just really wanted the full experience with a guide. After freshening up, we met up with Carolina and her friends for a classic Italian aperitivo. So hot that even sitting too close was too much. Eddie hit me with a dramatic "Ti ho detto di non toccarmi," which means I told you to not touch me.
Io ho detto non toccarmi, non toccarmi. Capito? Ti ho detto non toccarmi.
Yep, the man was melting. We then headed to dinner at this amazing spot called Dar Parrucca.
Fettine di ghianina in salsa allo yogurt Barcamà.
It's a cozy osteria in the Pigneto neighborhood that serves traditional Roman dishes made with organic ingredients from small local producers. And one of the coolest things, their menu isn't printed. It's written on a chalkboard that changes daily. So you can take a photo and decide from there. It felt really like a true Roman experience. Simple, authentic, and full of flavor.
So good. Try only that.
Buono.
Eddie loves Bono. Without a U, Bono here. Bono. Bono. It's a small, eh? Small, eh? For him, small. This is
As you can probably guess, we ordered a lot. Antipasti, pasta, wine, and way more that I didn't even film. Eating is one of our favorite things to do, and Eddie loves throwing himself into it. Italian dinners aren't quick either. We stayed at the table for hours, and at some point one of the guys working there said it was his birthday. So at midnight, he popped a bottle of Prosecco and started pouring drinks for everyone. Such a classic Italian vibe. We loved every single second of it.
We're about to leave. No mistakes today, hopefully. So happy to have Eddie here too, so we can both experience one of the 7 wonders of the
After a quick melon snack at home, because by now you should know that Eddie is completely obsessed with Italian melon, we hopped back on the electric scooters. We'd pretty much mastered them, and honestly, there's something so freeing about zipping through the city like that. Of course, you still have to be super careful. Roman roads aren't exactly the smoothest ride. We even had time to grab breakfast before the tour. I must have accidentally switched to slow motion because most of the videos I took that morning were in slow-mo. So if you see us moving like we are in a shampoo commercial, now you know why. We got to the meeting point right on time and waited for our group to begin the guided tour. And wow, it ended up being the highlight of the day. It kind of took me back to school trips, when we'd visit museums or ruins but be too young to really care. I remember walking through places full of history, but back then I couldn't feel the magic of it all. Now, with different eyes and a different mind, it's like suddenly everything clicks. You finally understand why it's all so special. Our guide was absolutely brilliant, super knowledgeable, passionate, and you could tell she has walked those ancient stones 1,000 times. And the heat was so intense that Roman sun doesn't play. The Colosseum is just breathtaking. Standing inside it, knowing it was built nearly 2,000 years ago is just wild. At its peak, it could hold around 50,000 spectators, all cheering, watching gladiators battle. It really gives you goosebumps, especially knowing how much of it is still standing after earthquakes, wars, and centuries of change. After we wrapped up our Colosseum tour, we jumped back on our electric scooters. We headed home and we got ready for dinner. That night, we were invited to Carolina's father's house, and honestly, it's hard to explain how special this was. This was really what Italian summers are like. Eating outside as the sun sets, the air finally cooling down, and the sounds of the crickets all around you. It felt so peaceful and just simple. I didn't film much, but this dinner was definitely one of the highlights of our time in Rome. Her father made sure we were taken care of. Fresh tomatoes, good bread, good meat, and of course, wine. It was just all so thoughtful. I just felt really lucky.
Selamat datang di restoran Thai-in. Kita ada menu Malaysia, Indonesia, dan Thailand.
Can you believe that, man?
Kita punya sate ayam, ada ikan bakar juga, sambal juga ada.
we miss it.
Oke, ada es teh pastinya.
Indonesian food in Rome.
As an Indonesian worker.
The next day, we randomly found an Indonesian restaurant, and after so many days of Italian food, we were kind of missing those Southeast Asian flavors. So we stopped for lunch, had some of our favorite dishes, and even got to chat with the lovely staff.
We are going to the Trevi Fountains today. We were meant to go to the Vatican, but it was going to be a little bit of a rush, so we might keep it for another time.
The next stop was the Trevi Fountain. But first, gelato, obviously. It was such a hot summer day, and honestly, we're trying to squeeze in as much gelato as we can while we are in Italy. Plus, it's one of Eddie's favorite activities, so no complaints there. After cooling down a bit, we made it to the fountain, threw in a coin for the good luck and just took in the view. Fun fact, they collect around 3,000 euros a day from this fountain and donate it to charity. On the way, we found something a little unexpected, roasted chestnuts. I was so happy because I love them, even though it's usually more of a winter thing. But Eddie never tried them before, so of course we had to. Then we wandered through the Roman streets and there were street artists everywhere.
You never seen this?
And even a little Cinquecento drove past. Eddie had never seen one before and was loving it. We ended up in a piazza, grabbed a quick aperitivo and then headed home to chill for a bit. Eddie and I are all inside and it takes us ages to decide, should we go out, should we not go out, should we go out, should we not go out. We just love staying at home and I'll be on my laptop, he'll be on his Netflix. But tonight we're going out. Since it was our last night in Rome, we hopped on our electric scooter again and just cruised through the city under the night sky. We found this beautiful restaurant and decided to treat ourselves. Eddie got duck, I had some amazing beef.
I always like to eat.
No?
Why?
And for dessert, we had this chocolate cigar with ice cream, so cool. And I had cannoli, obviously. We rode home under the full moon, completely full and happy. The next morning, we packed up our bags and headed to the station. Next stop, Naples. There is just something really special about traveling. No big plans, trying to figure it out, trying food, getting a bit lost, laughing at the smallest things. And these are the moments that really stay with me. And the reason why I make these vlogs is because I love looking back. Sometimes I just find myself wanting to remember how a certain time in my life felt, and the videos just bring it all back. That feeling of freedom, of being fully present, and thank God for that, because memories fade, but videos, they stay.
Sì, amore mio, per favore, gelato.
As usual guys, thank you so much for watching and I will see you in the next vlog.